Can I get your name and where you're from, if you don't mind?
I'm Kai.
Kai, can I get spelling for you, buddy?
Straight out of Dogtown, K-A-I.
Hola Chula! Thank you so much for clicking on to this video. And if you are new here, well then, hi, hello, my name is Kai. And if you're coming back to my channel, well then, it's great to see you, babe. Here on my channel, I like to share my experience as a person who has left the Jehovah's Witnesses organization and what it was like to grow up in a high-control Christian cult. So I saw this on Twitter the other day, so I just felt compelled to make a super short video about it. If you're familiar with the website Quora, it's like, I don't know, it's like just a place where people ask questions and then let just anyone, whomever, answer. I feel like that could be pretty irresponsible. I guess it is what it is, right? So if people want to go on there and self-report, well then who are we to stop them? So let's go! Admittedly, this question sort of feels like a bait or, you know, like a troll almost. I mean, I'm sure that the person had good intentions when they asked this question, but it is a little specific. The question is, in instances of allegations of child SA, why do Jehovah's Witnesses elders have to call the Watchtower Legal Department before calling the police to investigate? And why are they sometimes advised not to call the police? So this is a topic that I haven't really addressed on my platform because I'm just not entirely sure I know the best way to talk about it in the most respectful way, and I would really want to make sure that I had that down before I just open my mouth about something. This is a very big problem that the Watchtower organization has, and they've definitely been caught settling countless lawsuits and paying out millions of dollars, and you can see evidence of that just based on the way that they are pushing their members to donate more and more and more, now more than they ever have.
How do we use our financial means to make friends in heaven? Many have established recurring donations on our website for the congregation or for the organization for the kingdom interests worldwide. And can you see how Jehovah, your friend, loves you for doing this?
And it's becoming a really big issue that they just simply won't admit to, and almost like they're trying to skirt apologizing for it, even though they were very directly responsible for why these cases were mishandled. Presumably the person who answered the question took it upon themselves to answer the question. I'm gonna say that they are a Jehovah's Witness because I just don't know why somebody would come with this audacity. They said, "I'm sorry, did the victim go blind? Did the parents suddenly forget how to call the police? And don't give me any mess about the elders told them not to. Those same elders told you not to engage in sexual anything with anyone. This means you should have been able to be groomed by an adult or someone your own age. Because those same elders tell minors as well as adults to not have sex till marriage." And I don't want to hear anything about blaming the victim. People think that a victim is 100% innocent because they are a victim. This is not true. A person who goes into a prostitution house and then gets robbed, can that claim that they are a victim if they went into a house of prostitution illegally? A minor who lied about their age and went into an adult location, then something bad happened to them, can I call themselves a victim if they themselves didn't act illegally in the first place? So let's clean that up. I'm gonna start saying that. That's gold right there. This is all about trying to blame somebody who you think you might be able to get a lot of money from in a lawsuit. Because if you or anyone else was actually interested in stopping child abuse or calling the police after it has already happened, you would have done it. This includes anybody who knows anybody in school that they could have told, or they could have told a teacher. There was nothing saying that they could not have told anybody else. So now then, if you say, well, the person was trying to protect the organization by not telling on the brother and bringing reproach to Jehovah's name, let's keep in mind this person is also the type of person that would break what Jehovah said in the first place. Is this person real? Like, is it... How could you really go on the internet and say this kind of thing about a child victim? An innocent child who has no concept of consent or should even have a concept of sexuality and the appropriate way to go about approaching that. This is a person who literally could not consent, did not have the mental capacity ever to be put in that situation. God's chosen people. These are God's chosen people. That's all I'm gonna say. Their parents would also know better. Why? Because they know that sex outside of marriage is a bad thing. It also requires that both parents being in the truth. It is not at all common that both people are in the truth in a kingdom hall. It is more common that people are not that way, especially in large cities. What happens is the wife or a single parent will come into the truth. The husband will not. Also, this would imply that they don't have any siblings that are not in the truth. It is a rare thing that everybody in someone's family are all 100% in the truth. But yet, when you're on the internet, everybody has a family that's in the truth, with all of their cousins, uncles, grandparents, and great-grandparents. In the congregation that I have been in my whole life, it is a rare thing that you see somebody like that. It is more common that there are people who are not in the truth, people who have family members like siblings or such that are not in the truth. Lastly, it is also rare that somebody is walking around with someone else's child. When you are in field service, you commonly are with your family. It is a rare thing to see somebody walking around with someone else's child by themselves. So the opportunity to be with someone else's child would be rare in the first place. That is unless you are on the internet. When you're on the internet, everybody claims that they used to go around with some elder by themselves on trips and on all sorts of excursions. But when you actually are a Jehovah's Witness and you are looking around the kingdom hall, seeing gathering after gathering and associating with all sorts of people, you do not see that behavior. In fact, the anti-Jehovah's Witness people will claim that we only hang with other witnesses. That being the case, we would see situations such as some guy walking around with someone else's child. If we are so brainwashed, we would in fact be raising our own kids and not having someone else raise them. Since we are brainwashed, oh my god. Did he say the quiet part out loud? Oh my god. He really said, since we are brainwashed. Oh my god. Since we are brainwashed and listening to what the Watchtower says, then we would do as the Watchtower says to do, and we will be raising our own kids, not giving them off to someone else. They have actually spoke against this idea since decades ago. You raise your own child, not somebody else in the Kingdom Hall. You have a family Bible study, not with someone else. Your Bible study is supposed to have been with your own parents, not someone else. That has been that way since I can remember, and you're talking way back. That is unless you're on the internet. Then everybody is walking around with individual elders going on plane trips to other countries alone, or in a kingdom hall by themselves, or in somebody else's house to show you how stupid that all is. Someone is supposed to come to my house right now. They are here to see somebody in my family. The sister is not coming into the house. Instead, she is driving around waiting until my wife and family arrive. That is Jehovah's Witnesses. A couple things. This person seems to be a person who has been in the organization probably their whole life. And just because they didn't have the experiences that a victim would have, that doesn't mean that it's not happening. Typically, someone doesn't just make that kind of shit up. And it usually takes them a very long time to even come to terms and accept that that was something they were the victim of. And it happens in secret? Why would somebody just be out in the open acting that way? Why do you think that that would be the case? Because typically what happens is that somebody becomes very close to a family, close enough that the parents begin to trust this person. And then once that trust is in the parents, then it is extended to their children, and they feel comfortable to allow their children to spend time with these people because they built that trust. They have been manipulated by this predator as well. Oh my gosh. Obviously, it would be wrong of us to take this one person as the example for every other Jehovah's Witness. It's just this one person that feels this way and has such vitriol for victims, saying that you can't believe them just because they're victims. I just think it's antithetical to what Watchtower says that they are God's loving people. Seeing things like this just really boggles my mind. Why would you seek this out? Why would you really say this stuff? If we're playing by the same rules, didn't you just bring reproach upon Jehovah's name? Showing your whole ass on Quora.com like this? Caught in 4K being an absolute imbecile. Okay. If that's your prerogative, then that's your prerogative, and no one can tell you that you're wrong for that, I guess. But I am going to make fun of you if I really see you out in these streets like this, because that was abhorrent. That was so unnecessary, and not even an answer to the question that was posed. Woof. Anyway, that was just my thought, just my opinion, and just my video. So if you like this video, then you can leave it a like, and if you like me, then you can subscribe to this channel where I will be talking about whatever I want, whenever I want, because this is my channel, and that's what we do here, baby. So subscribe. And as always, chulas, I hope that you are having a beautiful, wonderful, amazing rest of your day. Bye.